Good afternoon. My name is Liz Johnson, and I'm welcoming you to Let's Talk About It. Today, we have with us a very exciting singer, songwriter, Kayla Rene, and she's going to be sharing with us her experiences in the wonderful world of music. We'll be back in just a moment, so don't go away. Welcome back. As I told you, our guest today is Kayla Rene, who's a singer-songwriter, a graduate of Bowie State University, and she had her Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Music Technology. She's a classically trained singer and an accomplished performer. She was in the musical production of Dreamgirls at the Bowie Playhouse in 2024. In that production, she played Effie White and brought the sold-out house down with her soulful rendition of And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going. She took first place also in the ubiquitous Expo. I'm all mixed up there. And she won the next voice of the DMV at that convention. Her musical performance experience includes opening for Babyface, the record producer. She's had shows at the Carnegie Hall and the Kennedy Center. And in addition to her 12 years of classical voice training, Kayla is also a skilled clarinetist and pianist. So welcome, Kayla. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Liz.
Now, in 2024, you released your first debut song entitled Numb. And then in a couple of weeks, in May of 2025, you will be releasing yet another song called Hold Me. And in that song, it's a tribute to your late sister. And I want you to tell us about the inspiration behind that and how it serves as a tribute to your sister.
So, like you said, Hold Me is a tribute for my sister who passed away in 2020. She died really suddenly at the age of 28 years old. I went to Bowie State University, as you said, and she died a month before her graduation. So that also pushed me to attend Bowie State as well. And while I was there at Bowie State on a lonely night / grieving night for me, I wrote Hold Me. I sat down at my desk in my dorm to write a song and to vent about the last time I saw my sister. And I realized that I couldn't quite remember it. And that made me very emotional. And it ended up creating a song where was more about the longing to see her again and to remember all of the memories and to keep the memories that I do have still alive. So now I'm here and I'm releasing this song on the 5-year anniversary since her passing to kind of keep her memory alive and to hopefully keep other people's loved ones in their memories as well.
So then you really believe and hope that will have your listeners to give them some inspiration and hope for dealing with that kind of grief and that kind of loss, because that's quite profound. And I would expect that that's what you're hoping your music is doing.
Exactly. You know, when I sit down and listen to this song, even for myself, it really helps me work through those emotions because a lot of times people do talk about grief, how hard it is, it takes time, but I don't think I realized truly what that saying meant until I lost someone that close to me. My parents had me older. They had me in their 40s. So all of my family has always been older because me and my brother were like the youngest in our entire family. So we've had like losses, great aunts, great uncles, grandparents pass away, but this felt so different. And I don't think I realized how much time it took to really grieve over someone that close to you until my sister passed. So I'm really hoping with this song that I can create a sanctuary for those and a safe place for those who are grieving and maybe don't know how to address those emotions. I really wanted to create a safe place to actually get those emotions out and identify what's actually going on through the grieving process.
So then with your music, you sing R&B, you sing classical kinds of things. And so how in the world has this influenced your style being classically trained?
Well, that's a great question. I think when I first started out in music, especially writing my own music, I didn't really know where to start because of all of the musical backgrounds I have. I grew up singing in church. I grew up classically trained. I didn't know what genre I really would fit in, but eventually I found my sound. I think Hold Me really is really a big project for me because you can kind of hear where all of my inspirations are. You hear my R&B influence in the music, but my melody is more poppy. At the end of the song, you can hear operatic notes, my really high register that I honed for 12 years. So I'm really excited about it. I think especially classical music has really influenced my art in the way I approach it because I played piano and was classically trained. I had to take music theory. So I always kind of go into music a little bit more analytical than maybe some other artists, but I really do cherish the process, and it really helps with how I go into the studio and support like the music I'm doing. So I'm really excited.
Well, you've performed in some very, very high level venues like Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, at the Apollo, which is a really hard stage to perform on. And so, what is your most memorable experience with those performances?
Hmm. I think my most memorable performance would have to be opening up with for Babyface with the Duke
Oh,
Ellington School of the Arts show choir Voices in Motion. It was a lot to prepare for because the choir that I went with is a movement choir. So we had full choreo, we had arrangements that we had to learn from scratch. I was soloing, so I was also very nervous because that was my first time opening at such a big venue, which was the Kennedy Center. So it was amazing, and then sharing a stage with a living legend is also mind blowing.
yeah.
So I thought it definitely kind of opened my eyes to see like the possibilities for this career because when I did do that, I was in high school. So I was like, wow, like this is where I can be, this is where I want to be. Um, and also seeing how going backstage where all these other legends have been and prepared for their shows. So it was just amazing experience.
How do you deal with your nerves under such a circumstance?
Ooh, honestly, I think I've been blessed to be thrown into this and know that I've wanted to do this for so long that I know what to expect. Now, since I've been performing since I was so little, I've been performing since I was 2 years old. Um, so now, even though I get nervous, I'm more excited than nervous now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, but I get to sing tonight. So it's more excitement now for more than anything because I truly love going on stage. So I don't know, it's fun.
Well, then, you talk about that in the entire thing of performing live. How does it help you connect with your audience, especially when you're singing an emotional song like Hold Me? How does that feel connecting with the audience, and how do you do that?
You know, that's a great question because I think with every performance is different, but especially performing a song like Hold Me, it brings a completely different feel to the space because it's such a vulnerable topic, right? Um, People will say they lost someone, but they won't really talk about the emotions that come with that. And that's what this song does. And that's what you need to do every time you go on stage to sing the song. You have to open your heart up to that wound every time. So I think it's challenging because you have to relive those emotions, but at the same time, it's very rewarding because the audience can maybe tap into the emotions they haven't wanted to feel and will feel, and that connects you to them. You share that moment with them. And whether it's just one person listening or hundreds of people listening, you are able to connect with someone in that way. And maybe they will be able to connect with the person next to them. And it kind of shows the room's humanity in a way. Sometimes I dread it as well because it's so personal. My sister, you know, she was such a big person, big personality, and I'm sharing with people her life as well. So just honoring those we're talking about in the song and connecting with people is really, really emotional but very rewarding.
Well said. And now you're off to the big time. You've gone to New York and you're in New York part of the time, most of the time, and you're pursuing your career. How in the world did you decide to go to New York? It's in the belly of the beast. It's where all the big time people are and the people really that you get all kinds of stories about. How did you decide to go to New York?
You know, New York was kind of just fate, for lack of a better term. I graduated at Bowie State in May of last year. I had no idea what I was going to do. I know I was going to do music. I know it's always music. But I was living in my parents' house last summer, and I was with my brother. And my twin brother was like, "Hey, Kayla, I'm moving back to New York and I'm looking for roommates, but I'm not having any luck." So I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. I'll look for apartments with you. I don't know what's going to come of this. I don't know if I want to move. I've never really been away from home. I grew up in Bowie. I went to Bowie State. So I was like, I don't know. We'll see. So when I was touring apartments with my brother, I got a call from a friend from college saying that his band was holding auditions. He would like me to come. At the time, he didn't know I was thinking about moving to New York, which is where the band was located. So I was like, "Oh, I'm actually thinking about moving out here." He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." So he was like, "If that's the case, the band will want to put you on their top priority list to be seen." So he let them know, and they invited me to their next rehearsal to audition. There were other really talented singers there. I didn't think I was going to be chosen, especially since I was the youngest person there. Um, and I found out that I got the gig and was booked, and now I'm gigging around the city full time.
Oh my goodness! And then what kinds of venues do you play at? And you're living with your brother, and that sounds
Yes.
really cool. And so, how do you get your jobs? Do you have a? And I should probably ask you these one at a time. Do you have a person that does this for you? Do you have an agent?
Currently, I am my own representation. I'm booking all of my shows, publishing all my music, doing all my copyright, everything by myself. And that has its pros and cons, but honestly, I've been enjoying understanding the business aspect for myself so that when I do have an agent or a manager, I know what to advocate for. Um, but it's been honestly such a cool journey to see all the logistics and all of my career play out the way it's been playing out. But I also would like to say that I have a great support system, and my family and my village always supports me and helps me out in any aspect in any way they can, especially with putting me on and telling people to book me and things of that nature. So it's definitely not just me, it takes a village.
Oh, and it does indeed take a village, and it seems as if you've taken advantage of that. And your village, I'm sure, is very proud of you because you bring such verve and such sophistication to your trade, and you're able to explain and express exactly how you are doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. And you have a twin brother. I mean, that is fascinating. And you and he live together in complete harmony.
Yes, honestly, he's the best roommate I've ever had. He's my twin brother who also sings, acts, dances. He's extremely talented. We've been performing together as well since we were young. And recently, we've also been gracing the stage together again, which has been super, super fun. We started living in New York, and I can't imagine living with anyone else up there. He is such a good support system up there, and I really appreciate it. He actually graduated from NYU, which is why he was like so adamant to go back because he's in the musical theater circuit, which is great.
Well, I mean, that is just amazing. We're going to take a little break and be back in just a few minutes, and we're going to be talking with you some more after this break.
You gotta believe without seeing. You You gotta keep going, keep breathing. When you face a day it feels like you're gonna break, you gotta believe what I see. You gotta keep going, keep breathing. When you face a day that feels like you're gonna break, so lean on the ones that love you, the guardian angels above you, and think about when peace just another color. Ooh, just another color. Just another color.
Okay, welcome back. Now let me ask you something while we're talking about your music and how you come about the songs that you write. And you're continuing to grow as an artist. What themes or messages do you want to explore in your future music?
That's a good question. In my future music, I think I want to tap into one, what's going on in the world right now, what to be aware of, and also just to move forward with the exploration of the human emotion. For example, I have a song that I'm working on called Fire, and it explores what, to me, having a big personality in a love life and in the dating scene. And I really want to explore that. Another thing I want to explore is just new themes of love and being young in love, because I'm very new to that. So yeah, and also still more grief songs. Still have a lot in the vault that I'm working on.
Well, I mean, after you do Hold Me, just what can we expect from you in the future? I mean, are there any new projects or collaborations in the works?
Yes, actually, I'm really excited to announce that I'm actually working on my next EP slash album, which I'm shooting for in October, which I'm really excited about because for the last two things, I've only been releasing singles, and now I can actually have a full project out, which is really exciting. I'm also getting ready to put on more shows with more artists, such as Art Sherrod Jr., who is going to be at Rams Head Annapolis at the end of this month.
Oh, and you're that's very local. All these things are happening locally. So when you're in New York, what kinds of venues do you appear at? And what kinds of music do you get to sing? Do you get to choose what you get to sing? Or does someone give you a playlist at a wedding or a bar
Yes.
mitzvah?
Yes, so I sing at weddings and at bars and corporate events in around New York City and New Jersey, wherever anyone is wants us, we're there. Um, I don't usually pick my own songs, but they give us like a 500 song list of songs, 500 like song list, and we just go through them cover to cover. I mostly sing all of the high female lead songs for the band, and it's been really fun. I feel like I'm learning a lot because you have to learn so much music. It's like you're going to a party with a DJ, but it's a live band. So you have to learn all of these songs of different genres. I sing rock, gospel, pop, everything. So it's really been a great experience for me because I get to sing for so many different types of people and so many different genres. It's really cool.
So then, whenever you go to these different venues, do you take the A train? And how do you how do you get around New York? It's always such an intimidating town for me. I don't love New York, and it's because it's just the subway system seems so intimidating and everything. How do you get around?
Yeah, subway, train. I do not have a car up there. I am
Well,
on the train all the time. So I go around. I'm finally learning the subway system because when I went to Ellington, I took the metro every day. So I wasn't too afraid of public transportation because I had to take it all for years. But I didn't realize how much grander and larger the New York City subway system was.
yes.
So it was very intimidating at first. It was very different, but I'm getting a hang of it now, and I'm pretty confident going around the city now. I can take you around, Miss Liz.
Oh, well, then when I come up there, that's what will have to happen because as I said before, whenever I feel like I've got to go to New York, I go, oh God,
Right.
and
Here
then
we go.
and the traffic is just so, very intimidating as you're putting it so well, putting it. And so now that you're going to be singing in New York, what ultimately is your goal? Do you want to go on um live TV where you go on, what is that song, that program where they have um all the big stars like Jennifer came out of and
Oh, yeah. Like
yeah.
American Idol,
American Idol,
all
of
that.
course, of course,
Yeah.
of course. So have you ever thought about auditioning or have you auditioned for something like that?
No, I haven't, but it's definitely on my radar for sure. I think my ultimate goal would be to be successful with um my music career with like my songwriting and stuff like that. But I would also love to tour, do cruise ships maybe, just stay booked and busy. I would love to just always like get paid all the time for being in the studio songwriting for other artists. I think my dream would be to like write for Beyonce, Jasmine Sullivan, like big stars like that. To hear them sing one of my own songs would be amazing. And then just touring and doing backgrounds for big artists too. That would be amazing. Maybe a world tour for myself would be awesome.
Well, maybe they'll be writing for you.
Yes, I'm down. Send the songs my way, please.
They'll be waiting, they'll be down, they'll be writing for you. Now with your brother, do you and he go on gigs together? Oh, there I
Yes,
am saying gigs. You go.
yes, yes, yes.
That came from my youth.
Yes.
You do them together.
Yes. So recently we actually performed at Tracy Halen's Sweet Jazz Festival together, which was an amazing experience. That was the first time I think we were able to like sing together in a professional setting, besides for like a family event or something like that, in a really long time. And I just really, really fell in love with it. Also on my next project, my next EP, I will actually be releasing a song that he helped me write and produce.
Oh
So
my.
we work together all the time, especially living together. So I think that's also a great thing that's come from New York because the city just brings so much out of you creatively. And especially when you're living with another creative person, it's just so organic. And I'm really excited for
Oh, that's such a great word, organic. That's a
it.
very good word. I mean, you have the command really of all the things that you need to say about your trade. So then does he play instruments as well?
Yes, actually, he is a pianist and a saxophonist as well as a singer. So he's multifaceted for sure.
Oh my goodness, your parents must be just so proud of you guys. It's amazing. So
Proud and tired of all the noise.
that's an interesting thing. At least you're not drummers.
Yeah,
That would
I
really
wouldn't put it past my brother though, for sure.
well, that's extraordinary. It really is. And to see you all working together and living together, that's really a tribute, to your parents. And so I have to congratulate them. So now let me ask you something. What advice would you give to aspiring artists? Would you tell them to come to New York? Would you tell them to go to California? Would you tell them to stay at home and live with their parents forevermore? Would you just tell them to, sing only gospel? What would you say to them? How would you advise them how to move forward in their career?
I think the best thing you can do as an artist, especially an artist that's writing music, is to make music that you want to hear, and make music that heals whatever you have going on in your life at that moment. It's really hard to be in the music industry because you're constantly comparing yourself to like the new artist, the new trending song. But trending music only happens when you make something different. So I would say don't be afraid to be different, be bold, and also don't be discouraged when maybe the new song that you're writing isn't coming out the way you want it to and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to try something new and to start over because starting over is good. Um, just take a leap of faith and keep pushing and be patient with yourself.
That is such great advice, even in life, you know? So now tell us about your schedule. Tell us again about where you'll be performing in this area. And what dates you'll be where. I understand you even have a Christmas lineup in your schedule.
Yes, so I'm really excited because I feel like 2025 has been very fruitful for me when it comes to live performances, especially in my solo career. So at the end of this month, May 31st, I will be opening up for Art Sherrod Jr. at Ram's Head Annapolis. On June 7th, I'll be singing backgrounds for the amazing Tracy Hamlin and Bowie. On October 4th, I'll be singing for the Bowie Concert for Causes, and that'll be a 2-hour full concert with me and my brother. So I'm really excited for that. And December 14th at the Bowie Center of Performing Arts, which is really full circle because I grew up there performing, I will be also doing a Christmas concert. So I'm so excited for the rest of this year.
And so whenever you are here in this area, then do you stay with your parents or you go to a hotel somewhere?
Oh, I go home gladly. Put me with my mommy and my daddy.
Oh, that is just so, it's very comforting, and I'm sure they're glad to see you. And so let me ask you something, this last question before we have to sign off. Where would you recommend that people go to hone their skills? What kind of schooling should they have if they feel they shouldn't go to school? Would you tell them they need to go and be formally trained?
The biggest advice for schooling I could give to someone genuinely is to read, especially for music, is to research and invest in knowing music theory. I think we get caught up in like YouTube University and stuff like that, which is great. It's a great resource, especially because a lot of young people are into producing and making beats. But learning the piano and learning music theory will help you in every aspect of music. So that's my biggest advice. Pick up the piano, learn music theory, even if that's a private lesson teacher for piano, do it. Pick up a book for music and arts, do that because it will pay off.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you even mentioned, I was even wondering myself when I saw your degree, and I was wondering as I was talking about it, I said to myself, I wonder what music technology is.
Yes, music production, composition, everything like that under that umbrella. Even setting up for live music venues, things of that nature. I have the skill set for all of that.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure talking with you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Just so proud of you and all that you're doing and all that you have done, and your brother too. And you're great kids, and you're the kind of young people that people such as myself who came through the civil rights era and everything, and to know that you have taken advantage of your opportunities and that you're turning them into something that everyone can be proud of. I just so appreciate you and really hope that you will continue, and I wish you the very best of luck, as I'm sure all of our audience will and all of our audience does. Kayla, thank you so much for being here with us and sharing with us your inspiration, your knowledge, and all that you know about music. So we're going to say good night, and this is Let's Talk About It. It is here to educate, motivate, and inspire the world. Thank you so much for coming and being with us tonight. We're going to be closing out with Kayla Rene singing Hold Me.
Hold me.